right, welcome back to the Haunted Dollhouse, episode 6. In this episode, I'm going to start doing some airbrush washes. So I got my airbrush set up here. It's my Pache VL. It's a real old school sort of airbrush. I'm going to take and water down, which I've already done now, but I've taken some black acrylic paint and a little bit of flow medium and some water and thinned it down so that it's a watery consistency. And I'm basically just going to go around and just use this as a slate black, really washy, almost like it's got a bit of fungus on it a bit. So I'm going to go around to all these little corners and into the eaves all the way deep, and just want to get this richness, the darkness to really start settling in. Because this compressor is noisy too, it'll probably be just mostly, just the music and stuff as I'm going, because it'll be difficult to sort of talk. So I'll talk at the beginning of this, and then at points I'll just explain what's happening. But I'll go into this right away. I'll probably keep it at a nice angle here, but I'm going to work around all this stuff here first, and you can watch me do that. And I'm just going to keep it really washy in the beginning, just going in and going into the depths of it, so it's like really ingrained grime. That's the idea. The airbrush gives you a softness and translucency, which is really lovely, and you can go quite heavy if you want and really spatter it out. So I'm going to go around all the eaves and all around everything, basically, and get that airbrushed in. So that's what it's going to be used for. In and amongst all the details, really going to punch up the highlights with it by doing that. And then the last part of the painting will be the roof slates here, the roof tiles. I'll probably just take a little bit of this black and just kind of fog in some areas that were bleed-throughs. And so we'll paint some into the eaves. The roof has to be painted. We'll have to fog out some of this, and then I'm going to just do a stipple and dry brush onto these tiles here, and get that look going so it looks like an old tiles. So that'll be next. So first things up, let's start airbrushing a bit and get some more washing going, and here we go. So I'm just going to take my pipette, and fill it with this watery acrylic paint. And I'll just keeping it really light, really translucent. So I'll do little tests here and there and show what I'm up to and scream over top of the compressor. So here I go. I'm going to work around the windowsills first. I think now I'm letting it spatter too. I don't even care if it kind of gets the spidering effect going. That's okay. Up into the eaves. Yeah, that's looking really cool and old now. And by using this black, it's going to give it a real shady look. I'll go around the windowsills a bit. gonna go up underneath this porch area. Anything doesn't look like a house, I'm just gonna fog it out with black. Some of these toy sort of bits to it. Sort of disguises things. All along that door edge. You can see some of that's kind of splattering out. Wind-blown sort of looking. Still quite a bit of paint left. So I'm just gonna do another little pass. I'll fog over some of the overspray on the roof tiles. Just touch it up. Now it's looking really, really abandoned and really decrepit. It's building up the layers. It's the shadowing. It's really gonna make this look abandoned and forgotten, and care is gone in the house. I need to spin this a little bit towards me. I'm not pulling the trigger all the way back. This is a dual action airbrush. So I can draw it back like that, or I can just push down a little bit of air. Just the slightest bit of paint can come out if I wanted to do that. I probably should turn down the amount of air coming out on the compressor. I think I'm okay. It's nice and watery though. We really want it watery. You can buy paints if you want, or you can just take and mix your own. I've got that much acrylic that I just make my own. I add just a bit of flow medium to it, which is this. So it really helps thin out the acrylic paint, but doesn't, kind of lose the pigmentation. Helps it flow. And then you water it up, thin it out. Yeah, that's looking cool. Really creepy. All right, spin that way a bit. I'm just gonna go heavy in areas. It just looks weathered. I gotta remind myself it's still a white house too. So you want a bit of the white house paint peeking through. Because I did, all these washes with browns, that sort of underlying, that's peeking through nicely. So these blacks are just another nice layer, just a rich darkness to it. It's not looking like a fun beach house anymore. spillage. You see? I'll just keep bringing this around. And here we are back to the skulls. So I'll turn it that way and everyone can look at the skulls. And I can work around them, guys. I'll get it nice and grimy behind them to make them pop a bit more. Up into them eaves again. Still got plenty of paint in that cup, which is great. It's going a long way and it's doing a great job. Just beefing up the darkness into all these corners, really giving a lot of depth to it. Fogging in areas. Now, if I'm really careful here, I can bring in and just airbrush real nice lines coming down. They almost look like eyelashes or something, or teeth. Trying to give this thing a spooky look. So even making these banisters, these look more like teeth as well. Starting to get away from the camera there, so I'll stay in the front yard. All down in here. That looks neat. Still got plenty of paint. hasn't blocked up either on the needle, which is nice. I'm just keeping it moving, keeping it flowing. I haven't gone too heavy yet, which is good. I don't have to pull anything back. I'm gonna spin this one more time, Tyler. Now we're in the big wall, which is going to be really, really great. So I can really make this start to look almost like an eye. So I'll start fogging all this in. These Pachets are real workhorses. You can get fine-tuned with them. They're not really a fine-tuned sort of instrument. There's other airbrushes that are better for that. But I like the Pachet for this reason. It just kind of just does the job. Doesn't block. The needles are quite sturdy. Easy to take apart, put back together. The problem with this cup, though, because I'm flicking around so much, I get it on my hands, which can end up on the project, so you do have to be careful, or get something that's capped off. Airbrush is a great tool, though. For any hobbyist, you should have one. Get even a cheapo one, they work fine. Just take care of it. A little heavy under this one too. Fog all that in. Getting spookier by the minute. Still have plenty of paint. This cup is going a long way. I'm just keeping it so light. Yep. See how fine I can get it. Under the eaves some more, just really darken that out. We're looking for paint. Oh, I can finally top it up just a little bit. What do you think, Tyler?
Love it.
Keep going? All right, we'll let that one sort of dry. We'll come around to the back wall. I'm trying to hit every one of those slats. Just to give it enough grunginess underneath all of them. Ah! Not bad, not bad. I think this side needs some washes though. Oh, that's ugly. Spray a little water on it. That's better. A little heavy there, that's okay. All right, back to the front. All right, I think it's a good place to sort of stop. I'm going to keep talking, Tyler. We'll let it sort of dry for a minute before I just start blasting into it some more. But what you can see at this point, it's just really fogging it down, really getting that shadowing happening. That's really going to make it a haunted sort of house, is this shadowing going on. Just gives it the gloominess that we're after. If you look at all sort of haunted houses, they have that gloominess to it, the shadowing. It's almost like similar to sort of, makeups in a way too. You're trying to get that dark shadowing around the eyes. So I think that's kind of what you want to do with a house as well. So we're at a good spot right now. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna come back to a few little close-up details on this. So a bit more painting on this. I do now have a little bit of a burnt umber color now, and still into the black, and then I'm just gonna keep spraying washes on this thing. It's a real watery burnt umber. I'm gonna let it spider even too, so it's real weather. I do have just a rag here just to mop up some of the puddles, stuff that I don't like. I'm gonna go quite heavy and just let it spatter around. Almost like tears in a makeup. Like when mascara runs. Gothic. I'll spray it right onto the windows even too. Just fog it with that dirty water. It's just an aging process, so it's really getting into all the little fine details. I'm gonna work around these windows. Give it a runny effect. Trying to give it a sad look. This brown wash is helping over that black. Just a little bit more layering to it. A little bit of burnt umber, just a touch of black. Oop. too heavy. That's okay. Just blot it back if you don't like it. All right, that's looking cool. I'm gonna spin it around this way. Some more washes on that. All around this skull. Gotta be careful, I don't want to spill my cup. I'll just spray around inside here. I know you can't see that, but head that towards the light a bit. I'm just going to use this burnt umber to go around the doors. Just a point of difference, I think, would be nice. Touch of black. Keeping it really watery. So every time I hit it with the air, so I got the pressure kind of high. So when I hold down just the air part of it, it spatters around and kind of moves. I'm not really doing fine tuning with it. I'm just kind of blasting paint and air onto it. Now if I really want to go fine tune, then I'll turn the air pressure down and then just draw the paint in slower. I don't mind if the windows get dirty. I'm gonna fog them out. Filthy windows. Yeah, it's got a real old, moldy look to it. I'll just keep blasting color onto it until I'm happy. And if you want to do this yourself, you can just go as heavy or light as you want. I'll paint in some wood grain there, the heavier wood grain. I'm just going to saturate this with paint. By putting watery paint on there and blasting it with air, it gets some variety in the texture. All right, I'm gonna spin it one more time, and I think we'll, yeah, this side definitely needs it. More of this umber onto it. All around the windowsills. See, I'm just blasting color onto it, let it settle in. I'll just blot it back. Interesting textures. Sad textures. Just blotting it with that rag, it gives a variance. Just something different to the pattern. Lots of textures. And back to the front. So I'll just do one more little pass in this, and that should be it. Just fogging on the color. All right, so basically, just to kind of wrap it up, I just took some really thin burnt umber color, some thinned out black color, and just went around and just give it some real depth to it. I went heavier in some areas and others kind of light. I guess that's kind of how a real abandoned house would sort of look as well. But yeah, I think this is a really nice aging that we got going on. The next part we're gonna do is probably finish off the roof tiles, and then that's probably gonna complete the painting process. Then I'll add some other little details. I got some ideas for some downspouts and some other little details that we still need to do. But as far as airbrushing, I might go in and just hot up a couple of areas off camera, and then I'll show you probably all at the very end of this series how it's all gonna kind of look. So anyway, that's airbrushing. Basically, I'm just using the Pache, the VL 1209 airbrush, old school sort of airbrush. Got a Sparmax air compressor down at the floor, and then just some acrylic paints thinned out. Simple as that. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.